Hey everyone, my name is Layla and today I'm going to show you my top 10 designers fragrances that I love and I cannot imagine my life without them anymore. Some of them are new, some of them are old, but I love them all. So let's start. As always, I would like to start with the classics. And the first one is Dune by Christian Dior. This is a beautiful, beautiful concoction of woody notes, dried grass notes, probably some sunny notes, salty notes. It's a very unique and unusual combination that you probably have never smelled before in any other designers or niche brands. I don't see anyone even coming close to this type of uniqueness and this type of fragrance. Probably there's only one fragrance that I know that to me smells a bit similar. Penhaligon's, it's called LP number 9. That one is quite similar but with a lot of lavender added to it, but this one to me still is number 1. Probably this fragrance will remind you of 90s. By the way, I remember this fragrance from 90s and I love it from 90s because this used to be a signature fragrance of my sister. But at that time I was quite young and I couldn't imagine it on myself. Like, I liked it, but I couldn't associate this fragrance with myself at that age. And now, since I've already grown up, I really appreciate this fragrance and I love and I enjoy it, and I highly recommend you to get to know, get familiar with this fragrance. It's the favorite fragrance of Kate Middleton, and it's really a high-class type of fragrance that will be, you know, always in fashion because this is a timeless composition. Another one is a second bottle of mine. I have more than 200 bottles in my collection, and this one is already the second one because I love it. Something in this fragrance is so close to me, like it could be my signature fragrance for sure. And this is Narciso Rodriguez EDT. This is Eau de Toilette. It's called Narciso. Of course, this fragrance is built around a very famous musk, the typical musk of Narciso Rodriguez, but I would say he has two types of musks that he uses in his fragrances. This one is a clean musk. It's synthetic, of course, but it's very clean. It's to me, it gives associations with something clean, fresh, skin, clothes, something that is very clean. There is another type of musk that he has and he uses in the rectangular bottles, like for her. That type of musk is a little bit animalic, which to my nose is too much, and I can't, you know, I can't use it. I don't enjoy that fragrance for her, especially in the black bottle, but I like the pink one for sure, the pink rectangular bottle. It's the EDP, I think. Yeah, I like the Parfum much more than EDT. EDT is much stronger and more animalic to my nose. This one is number 1. This is the favorite of all, and it's a mixture of rose, woody notes, vetiver. From one side it's very feminine, from the other side it's quite masculine because it has that vetiver bottom, which gives it a bit of darkness. And this is also a very classical type of fragrance that you can wear anywhere. It's like such a easy to wear type of fragrance for me personally, that I can wear it the time that I don't know what to wear. This is the first thing that comes to my mind. It's very beautiful. It's quite serious. At the same time, it's quite feminine. On the other side, as I said, this masculine note give this fragrance a bit of seriousness, and I just love it, adore it. It has a very good longevity. I use it together with the body lotion, and body lotion is also high quality. And I also like the shower gel that it has, also high quality, just wonderful quality, and highly recommend you to try. I know that it's already discontinued, but you can still find it online for a very good and affordable price. And another classic that I think it's already a classic, it's by Terry Mugler, and this is Alien. Now it's Mugler already, it's not Terry Mugler anymore. I love Alien because to me it smells like something I knew from my previous life. You know, I heard about this fragrance many times from other bloggers, and everyone said that it is so controversial, that this is love or hate type of fragrance, like many fragrances, by the way, from Mugler. And I decided to give it a go. I tried it in the shop, and when I went to the store, I think it was in a Debenhams, I was prepared not to like it because I thought, oh my God, I think this was so controversial. It was so controversial. I would not be able to, you know, to like it. However, when I tried it, when I smelled it from the first sniff, I just fell in love with this. I thought, what is so controversial about this? This is a beautiful, beautiful jasmine. They call it like a jasmine from the other planet, like alien type of jasmine. A lot of cashmere note, I think. It also has some warmness in it, some sweetness probably, but not too much. So it's also a very unique type of fragrance. For me, this is a very bright fragrance, something that you will be definitely noticed if you put this on. And it is quite arrogant, I would say, because it's really loud, extremely loud. Well, the one that I have here, it's a very small one, but this is extremely loud, something that people notice straight away. And let's say every time I put this on, my husband always notices this and he gives me compliments. So I think this is a type of fragrance, like a compliment getter. It's beautiful, it's timeless, it's something that became a classic already, maybe a new type of classic, but I highly recommend it to try if you haven't tried yet. This is an amazing experience, I would say. Yeah, it's very long lasting, like it lasts days and days and days on your clothes and on your hair until you wash it. So it's beautiful. Don't be surprised, I have lots of Mugler fragrance today, like 3 of them in my today's list, because I'm a big fan of Mugler's fragrances. And second one is also a very unique type of fragrance. Well, in general, I think Mugler's fragrances, they are like niche. They smell like niche, but being so unusual and unique, they still are very popular. And I think this is a pure success of the house of Terry Mugler. This is not an exception, this is a Womanity. A very beautiful and interesting bottle with a metallic ring here and a chain. And this is also a very interesting composition of the notes, very controversial notes. But to me, this is so close because it reminds me of my motherland of Azerbaijan, where I'm from. Because back in my home country, I have lots of fig trees, like lots of them. And the figs there, they're not purple, they're yellow. When they ripe, they become yellow, and like they have a sweet juice, like honey kind of juice, you know, pouring from the fig itself. This has that sweetness and that ripeness of the fig. It also has the greenness of the fig leaf. It also has a bit of milkiness of the fig leaf, because the fig leaves also have, they're quite milky. And it also has a note of caviar. But yes, we used to have, and when I was a child, I used to eat a lot of caviar and I hated it. Because at that time, when I was a child in the 80s, the caviar we could eat with spoons, you know, it was so cheap, but now it is so expensive. I'm talking about the black caviar. And since that, I remember my mom and dad, they forced me to eat the sandwiches with caviar, like the piece of bread with butter and the caviar on the top. And I just hated it. And I hate caviar until now, until today. But this one, it has the, I don't feel any caviar or fish type of notes here. What I feel is the salty air, salty wind, something that comes from the sea. And it also reminds me of my childhood, of the Caspian Sea and the you know, the wind that comes from there, and the figs the fig trees and the sun. This is very Mediterranean type of fragrance that probably if you're Italian or Spanish, then most probably you will love it. It's very fresh, at the same time a little bit sweet, at the same time green. Like it's all the notes are just juxtaposing, you know, in this composition. It's very interesting and very unique. Not everyone like it. There are lots of people who criticize this fragrance. They don't like it. Some of them even hate it. They just don't feel what I feel. But probably just because it is so close to my heart, because it reminds me of my home country, I love it so much. So it's very long lasting. It's enormously loud, and it has a huge trail also, like the previous one. So be careful. It's a fresh type of fragrance that I love to use during the summer hot days, but don't overspray, otherwise it will just choke you, you know, literally it will choke you. But very beautiful, very, you know, unique type of fragrance. And let's finish our Muglers fragrances. The other one is from the boutique line, and this is Mugler Chyprissime. And this is, I would say, this is a best Chypre, one of the best Chypres that I have in my collection, and I love it. Oh, it is so fresh, refreshing, green, a little bit dark. It has notes of pear, and it's a bit sweet. It reminds me a little bit of Calvin Klein's Euphoria, the way it was like 15 years ago, but lighter, brighter, more airy. It's a very beautiful modern type of Chypre that smells very expensive. This is a class in a bottle, I would say. It differs, of course, from the main line. The main line, I would say, it is not so refined. This one is a pure refined juice that smells very expensive. It is quite serious, but with a bit of pear juice, you know, sweetness. Especially this pear note gives this fragrance a modern vibes, and it's easy to wear, I would say. I can wear it during the day and during the night. It's very good office type of fragrance. It's office friendly, I would say, because it has some seriousness. It has very good projection and nice longevity. It's not overpowering, it's not loud, it doesn't scream. It just creates noticeable bubble around you, which is very polite and very nice. Let's continue talking about Chypres. The next one in the list is from Chloe, and this is Nomade. This is a very also beautiful and unique to my nose, again, type of modern Chypres without any reminiscence of the old school Chypres. This is very modern type of Chypres. It has the notes of yellow plum, the Mirabelle, or Mirabelle, I think it's Mirabelle. It has the notes of freesia, peach. It has some florals, definitely, and fruits. And it's definitely is woody. It has a sandalwood, it has an oak moss. So it's quite a serious type of fragrance, I would say. Very modern, serious, dynamic, fresh. At the same time, it's airy. I would say I can't call this heavy. And I think it's very office-friendly type of fragrance. It's a fragrance for a very self-confident woman, quite a serious one. It has a, you know, a bit of masculinity in it. Let's say I'm used to, you know, I used to know that Chloe normally they create a very feminine fragrances, like Chloe by Chloe, the signature one. That's very rosy, it's very feminine. But this one, I think, is completely opposite to what I know from Chloe. It's not too dark at the same time. It's very vibrant type of fragrance, but you can feel that depth. It has depth, it has a character for sure. And this is what I like about it a lot. It's very long lasting. It's, I can't call this a powerhouse. It's not very loud, but it can choke you if you overspray. It has a very beautiful sillage, it has a trail, it leaves a trail, So highly recommend. And another Chypre, and also a very modern one, something that I was talking about before, and this is from Lancome, and this is Idole L'Intense. Like, this is an intense version of the Idole. I don't like Idole, frankly speaking, but I just love this one. It's very rosy, bright, it's a bit citrusy, it's woody. That's what I like about this fragrance, this rosy, woody, the combination of rose and wood, and a bit of vetiver, I think, or patchouli on the bottom. These two fragrances, they're very different. Like, they don't smell similar at all, but they give you the same vibe. Because the Narciso is also rosy, woody, vetiver on the bottom. This one is rosy, woody with a patchouli on the bottom. Very modern, modern interpretation of the Chypre. To me, yes, probably it might remind you of some old school type of Chypres, but it's very young. It's very also vibrant, energizing, uplifting. I just love it, and I think you can see how much I love it. Though I bought it quite recently, I already finished maybe 1/3 of the bottle. And if I finish completely, I will buy the bigger size, because 30 ml is not enough. It has very good longevity, very beautiful projection. It lasts on the clothes days and days, so very good quality. It deserves attention. It's beautiful. Just love it. Another new release that I really liked from designer's brand, and this is Yves Saint Laurent, and this one is Libre Intense. I didn't like the original Libre, but this one is perfect. It's a very beautiful lavender honey to me. Like, it's a mixture of lavender, honey and nuts. This is what I can smell from this one. Yes, it also has some white flowers probably underneath and woody notes. Vanilla and tonka beans. It has a lot of tonka beans because this is definitely very sweet type of fragrances. But to me, all the sweetness smells like honey. And if the bees could make honey out of lavender flower, like drink the lavender nectar and then create a honey, that would be this one. I think the perfect season for this one, of course, is autumn, like fall. It reminds me of fall, probably because of the color and because of this honey. Yes, it's sweet. Yes, it's an obnoxious type of fragrance. It is very loud, very long lasting, and it leaves a trail, and I like that trail a lot. It's not the fragrance for the hot season. Probably it's good for the very beginning of the spring when it's still cold outside, but I'm going to wear it during, you know, summer as well, because we have air-conditioned rooms here, and just a little bit, not to overspray, just 1 to 2 sprays. I think it will not choke. However, if you overspray, yes, it will, you know, suffocate you for sure. So be careful with this one. It's also one of the new releases that has a very good power, very good longevity. So like the previous one, probably this one is even louder, I would say. It is sweet, very sweet, I would say, but it has a bit of freshness because of the lavender. I think if there was no lavender, it would be too sweet, too loud, too, you know, syrupy. But with the lavender, it's a very good addition to make it a bit fresher. Great fragrance, I like it. And another one, which is also sweet and honeyed. This one is from Bottega Veneta, and this is not Absolu. Beautiful bottle, by the way, and amazing fragrance. A huge compliment getter. I remember when I sprayed this one, everyone was asking me, what is this? What is this you're wearing? It's so beautiful. And these are white flowers with heliotrope, with myrrh. It has some woody notes, I think, but it's like a honeyed white flowers. But people compare it to Poème by Lancome. I would say it's Poème taken to the higher levels, because this is more refined, more deep, more interesting. Amazing fragrance. I can imagine this on the lady 25 plus. I can't imagine this on the young ones. It's quite potent, it's loud, it's It's noticeable, for sure. It's noticeable. It has a class, it has a style. I would say this is a very stylish type of fragrance. This fragrance is not very popular, and I don't see it in other fragrance reviewers lists. However, I think this deserves all the attention, and this is a very beautiful, amazing fragrance that me, my husband, all my relatives, and all people around, they all like it, they all love it, and they all notice it. And the last but not least is the fragrance that I also love, and it amazed me with the high quality, not only the juice itself but also the packaging, and a very budget price. This one is Juicy Couture Majestic Woods. Not so many people talk about this, and I wonder why, because this one is amazing fragrance. It's from the same family as Oud Bouquet by Lancome, quite similar. It has caramel, it has ambroxan, I think, it has woody notes. It has a bit of oud without having oud in the list. It has the feeling, or it gives you the feeling of oud presence in it. But it's more molecular, it's more light, it's not that heavy, it's not that sweet like the Oud Bouquet. I would say this is like Oud Bouquet for daily use, for the day. Because Oud Bouquet, for me, it's a pure nighttime fragrance. It's quite heavy, potent, and obnoxious. This one is lighter, more airy. It's very woody. It has just a little bit of oud, but the oud, for those people who doesn't like oud, it's easy to wear for every day. It's office friendly, everyday friendly. Like, it's a beautiful juice. So I highly recommend this one. In case, even if you want to make a present for people who like oriental type of fragrances, I think this will look perfect, like a present, like a blind buy also, because the price of this one online, I bought it for about $35. It has a very beautiful packaging, like a beautiful box. It looks like a high-class fragrance, and I don't know why the price is so low, because the quality of juice itself and the packaging is just outstanding to me. And also the longevity and the projection, everything is there. It's not obnoxious, it's not too loud, it's not a powerhouse, but it's noticeable. It lasts all day long, especially on your clothes. So I highly recommend to try this one if you haven't tried yet. So this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found something new for yourself, for your own collections. If so, I will appreciate your thumbs up and support. Please do consider to subscribe to my channel if you like the content, and don't forget to press the notification bell not to miss the next video. I also invite you to visit my Instagram page, because there I post the newly bought fragrances that I haven't yet filmed. So if you're curious, please join my Instagram as well. I want to ask you if you have some fragrances that you cannot imagine your life without. I mean the designers' fragrances. Please do write in your comments what is your top 10 or maybe top 5 or top 3, whatever. It's so interesting, because sometimes from you guys I learn about the fragrances that I haven't even heard about, very interesting ones. So I appreciate all your comments. I wish you a very good weekend and a good next week, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.